Hey everybody, it's Kelly from Stampin' in the She Barn. Better get my diet diet Mountain Dew all ready to go there or we're gonna be in trouble. So let's see, while I get my tape dispenser switched over here, get ready for later. I am going to give it a few minutes. Oh my goodness, let me get this figure note. I must have schwacked it when I was grabbing my Mountain Dew stuff and didn't catch it. Okay, let's see. Sorry, hope that's not making you nauseous there. I do see, though, that I am going to have to move things up a little bit here because I'm in that darker area again. So if you are here, please leave a comment so that I know you're here, so that when I see a few people commenting, I'll kind of get the ball rolling. But for now, we'll just give it a couple of minutes. All right. Getting cold here in Oak Grove, Minnesota. A little bit, not too bad, but it's starting to get dark already. I guess my husband was telling me that I can't remember the town in Alaska. There's a town in Alaska that has now, the sun has set and will not come back up until roughly January 22nd or something like that. Hi, Chris. So yeah, I was a little bit, not a little bit, a lot glad that I'm living where I'm living. I would have a hard time living with dark 24 hours a day for an extended period of time. When we were in Alaska, we have cousins up there in Anchorage, and when we were up there, it was so weird because it was light all day, more of a, I should say dusk all night. It never got really dark. So it was hard to want to go to sleep because we would want to stay up and play cards till, 3 in the morning and not feel tired because it never got dark. So, all right, Chris, you are here. So I am going to go ahead and get started because what do I got now? 3:48. All right. This is my Road to Christmas kit. And by the way, Chris, you should think about coming to a stamp camp. You would have a lot of fun with these ladies and make some super fun cards. So think about that sometime because if you can, you would enjoy it. All right. So here's what happened with my Road to Christmas kit. I was talking to my card club on Saturday about it, and that morning I had went in and I looked, and wouldn't you know, the Road to Christmas kit that was out is back in, and now it was already on low inventory. Now, I did not check before I came down here to start doing my live, so it could be sold out again or currently unavailable. If they're going to get more in, I don't know. But at any rate, I went ahead and I ordered 8 kits. 6 of them are spoken for people that are coming to the class. They've all chose the $35 option, which is a great option because you basically will have everything cut up and ready to go. You're just going to actually put bits and pieces together. You'll put your labels on and some dimensionals and things, but all the cut up work is done for you already, and then we know we have product on hand to complete the cards. Then there was another option that was the $17.50, and that was just for the kit. I would send you a list of all the stuff that you would need to have cut up, which also means you would have to have the dies and such to be able to cut those parts for making your cards. Or I suppose I could have my die cut machine in that out there, but then you'd have to have a big enough piece of cardstock to make sure you could cut it. So it's a nice option, saves you a little bit, but really for all the work that goes into it, the $35 to me is the best option. And then the other option I gave people, because some people were talking about just wanting to get together and craft. So you could buy some kits online if you want to, or bring something that you're working on, or if you want to work on your Christmas cards, even to sit and address your Christmas cards, but just have some time with other crafting people and just have fun and get together. And I'm charging $5 for that. And that's basically to help me cover the cost of heating the she barn and the lighting and such. And I usually always have water in there or pop for people if they want it to. So that helps me cover some of those expenses. Okay, so today is the last day to sign up for that. If there's no way you're going to be able to get the money to me today, but at least if you want to sign up, you can get signed up and we can at least make sure there's a kit for you. So that's that. Okay. Oh, which, by the way, that also, having that camp got me to be able to make my kit challenge for the month. So if anybody did order kits this month, you will be getting some cards made. Let me just give you a quick peek at this. This is the designer series paper that I'll be earning for meeting that kit goal. And I'll be using some of this designer series paper to create some thank you cards to send out to those who ordered kits. And then if I have any left over, I will probably give those away on my Make a Card Monday. Okay, so January online exclusive product list came out where we could pre-order. You guys as customers will not be able to order till January, but there's some beautiful things and fun things in here. I did my pre-order and I'm going to share with you what I ordered. Hi, Virginia. And then, guess what I got today? I got my January through April mini catalog. Can't show you the inside because it's against the company policy until it actually goes live in January, but I can share with you any products that I bought out of here. So I'm going to quick give you a sneak peek at what I ordered. We're going to start out with this ribbon. It's an old olive, and it is, what do they call it? A rick-rack, let's see, rick-rack, specialty rick-rack. So this is what the ribbon looks like. And let's see, I haven't even opened it yet, but let me just see how pliable this ooh, it's super soft, super pliable. You can make bows super easy with this ribbon. Let's just try one. Oop, I better grab hold of that end before it goes all the way back through. Yes, you can make bows super easy with this ribbon. Super soft and pliable. If you like garden green, it's old olive. It's a beautiful ribbon to work with. Then I wanted to show you from the January through April mini catalog, the Days Like This Memories and More card pack. Yeah, Virginia, I think it's really pretty too. It is so soft. So let me show you. You guys know I've been enjoying these Memories and More card kits because I make lots of variety of cards, and just did a stamp camp this month with the Christmas ones. So let me show you what you get. You get 5 of each of these cards. They're two-sided. So there's this one. Oh, yay, Lisa, you get to watch a little now while you're on break. Awesome. Okay, so here is one side of the card. Here is the other side. And I will tell you, Memories and More cards, their idea, Stampin' Up's idea behind it is for doing scrapbooking. But since I really don't do too much with scrapbooking, that's one side. Here's the other. I do more cards with it. So that's what I use mine for. But that's not saying you can't easily do scrapbook layouts. Okay, here's another one with butterflies and where you could do a little bit of journaling. That's one side. Here's the other side. These are, what are these? 4, those are 4 by 6. These are 4 by 3. Again, you get 5 of each card. So here's one side and here's the other. And then I was looking today too, just to see if that butterfly embossing folder and stamp set is still available. The hybrid embossing folder is, hi Leanna, is on last chance list. It's still available, but the stamp set will be carrying over. So there's one side and here's another. Here's another card. Oh, I got 2 there. Lots of laughter and more beautiful butterflies. And of course, any of these colors you can get to coordinate with cards. This one says, days like this, great for journaling, great for even stamping a happy birthday or whatever you choose on there. This is the back side of it. Kind of hard to see, but there are little yellow butterflies down there. All good things. Got some butterflies and some flowers. And then another pattern on the back. Kind of reminds me of an embossing folder we got. And then we have this side and this side on the last card. So you get all those in the Memories and More pack, 5 of each one of them. And it's $11.50, and it's called Days Like This. That's coming out in the January through April mini catalog. If you are not a demonstrator and you sign up to be a demonstrator, you can always pre-order those things. Here we got some sparkly gems. This is called Sparkle Dot Essentials. So there we go with that. And then this is something different. I've not got these before, but I'm thinking they're going to be a lot of fun. This is called Soft Spring Mix and Match Puffy Stickers. So these are kind of all, I haven't even opened this yet. These are all like summer stickers. Ooh, they are soft. They feel almost velvety, and you get 2 of each one of these. So there's 2 sheets of these, and look at all the little stickers you can put on your cards, and they do coordinate with some of the sets that are in the catalog. You can see this is kind of a spring one, could easily be summer, spring, Eastery type of embellishment. So let me just set that aside. I'm going to throw this out there while I'm putting that in there. This is a new embossing folder called Stone and Vine. It's a 3D embossing folder, which means it gives you, it helps you when you know if something is 3D. When you go to put it through your die cut machine, you need different plates. But I also find that 3D, being that is a thicker embossing folder, seems to give me a little bit deeper embossing, and you can see that it's like a stone wall, and it has vines that are climbing around on the stone wall. I'm excited to try that. This one is Lovely Stripes embossing folder. I seen a card in there that I actually literally thought there was strips of paper on that card, and it was actually this embossing folder. It was a white on white, and it looked like strips to me. So another 3D embossing folder. I'm surprised they didn't have 3D on here in the printout like they usually do, but it is definitely a 3D, and in the catalog it said 3D. Okay, this is one of my favorite sets. This was created by my friend Carol Nordstrom. She made $1 million in sales, and when you do $1 million in sales, your first million, you get to create a stamp set. And this is what she did. She's a very strong Christian woman, lives in Minnetonka. I do a lot of my swaps with her. But you can see all the different Christian sayings that are in this set with the different fonts. And I had to get it because I think it's just an all-around beautiful stamp set. So there's that one. And then look at how fun this one is. This is called Aspen Grove. Little birch trees in here. I think these would be great for being able to emboss with them to make that stand out. These are kind of your tree leaves that you can find on them. And these are all, let me show you. I thought it was the tree branches were solid, like a solid stamp, but they're all individual trees. So you will be able to stamp, 1 or 2 or 3 if you want, or you can do the whole entire thing. I can really see something with this coming out with maybe a deer in the background like we used to see. Lynn, love those 2 sets. Me too, Lynn. I do have to say, one of the things I thought that I pre-ordered was not in there, and I'm like, what? Did they miss it? Well, I messed up, and I will have to share that with you next time I get an order because I put it on my order. Okay, this one is called Fragrant Layers. I'm so happy for you. Hello, it's your day. Just a note. These are made to stamp on top of the others, and same with the leaves, so that you have both. You can fill them in with stamps or not. And I sometimes tend to get a lot of flower ones, but this one just really hit my fancy. I could just see doing all different kinds of things with this, and I'm sure you will see me doing that. And these are the dies that coordinate with it. Uh-oh. Looks like I got some ink or something on there. Probably smeared my Sharpie. I'll have to get a little alcohol swab and clean that off. But you can see the die. They'll die cut out. Here's the die cut out of these flowers. Same with these, and then you can get a whole bunch of little ones. I'm guessing those are all on one die. Get a couple of different banners and some stems to put your flowers on. So that's another one. Fragrant Layer dies and stamp set. And my very last one, what do you think it would be? Of course, I'm going to have a little swallow of my Mountain Dew while you're thinking. You know me, outdoor fun. Here we go. Peaceful dock. Got a little beach tote, and we got some logs, and we got some paddle and a canoe or a boat and some water, a little sun hat, some books. Lynn, I'm thinking of you and all the books you read. Time to relax. You make my life lovely, and sending happiness. And we have dies that coordinate with it. So you can see we're going to have a lot of fun with this stamp set. This one's got some little lily pads in there. There's our hat die. There's our tote die. What is that die? Oh, that's the books die. These are, look, ropes for tying your boat off to the pier. So we're going to have some fun with this. Okay, so that is my pre-order. Now, the one thing I want to tell you about that will be starting tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to, I'm going to put you something. I'm just going to put this right in here whilst I'm talking. Okay, so Black Friday sale starts tomorrow. So for those of you that love blends, those are our alcohol markers. They work great for coloring. You get a light and dark of each color. You can't get all the colors that are in the color families, but you can get most all of them. And those are going to be 40% off starting at 1 a.m. Central Standard Time, our time zone. It will actually be 12 a.m. Mountain Time, which is where, in Utah, which is where Stampin' Up! Is. And then on the 40% off, you can buy the trimmer blades, and the ink bundles. And when it talks about ink bundles, it's talking about the ink families. So like the Regals and the Brights and the Subtles and the Neutrals, all in the family of 10. So you can get a better deal when you buy the bundle of stamp pads in the group of 10. And now you're going to get 40% off of that. That is a huge savings, which reminded me of something. I noticed the other day, remember Stampin' Up! Is getting rid of their markers because blends have been so popular. And I highly recommend you get markers just to have on hand, because when they're gone, they're gone. And I believe the Regals are now gone. So there's subtle, brights, and bolds that are left. And they're on the last chance list, and I know they're marked down. So that's not in the 40% off. It's just the ink pads. Well, it says ink bundles, so I'm assuming it's the ink pads. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that comes in the bundles. The markers did, but that's about it. So not the markers that will be 40% off. I think they're less than that, but you'll have to check last chance list. And then again, this starts at 1 a.m. There are select adhesives. They did not tell us what adhesives, but those are going to be 25% off. So that to me would be like our tape runners, our mono liquid glue, probably glue dots, those are the different adhesive type of things, tear and tape, those things we sell. I don't know which ones will be 25% off because it says select adhesive. So I'm guessing maybe they don't have a huge stock of it and they can't put them all on sale because they know they would sell out of them quickly. And then 15% off is going to be selected cardstock. So not sure what cardstock will be in there. I don't know that it would be designer series paper when they say cardstock. So I'm guessing two-tone cardstock. A regular cardstock could be in there. So check it out tomorrow because you might get some really good deals. Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to remind you about, next Monday is Cyber. Oh, I should tell you that Black Friday sale goes from the 25th through the 1st of December. Cyber Monday starts a sale from December 1st through the 9th. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you're going to want to jump in on this. If you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you want to try to get in on that, then I would recommend you do the Cyber Monday sale and wait to get the Paper Pumpkin until then, because if you get a 3-month subscription, and let me just pop this out here real quick for you. This is the December Paper Pumpkin, and this is going to be in that Cyber Monday. You will get December kit when you do the Cyber Monday. So the kit basically makes 9 cards, 3 of each of the 3 designs, coordinating envelopes, pre-cut paper and vellum pieces. Coordinating colors are copper, garden green, night and navy, which is also the stamp spot that you get. Might have to watch the replay. Oh, hi, Eileen. Do you think this is happening in anticipation of a big color change coming? Let's see. 23, 6. I don't think so yet, Leanna, because they had said every 5 years they will have a color refresh. And I believe, now I could be wrong, I'd have to go back and look at the catalog, but I think our last color refresh was in 23. Unless it was 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. We should still be okay for 1 more year, I think. But you never know. I could be off on my years and that could be it. I kind of wonder if it might have to do with the two-tone cardstock, because a lot of people don't know about two-tone cardstock. I have it all, but I haven't been using a ton of it, and that reminds me to get using it. It's a lighter cardstock. There is a light side and a dark side, but it adds great layers to your cards and doesn't add a ton of weight for mailing of cards. So we'll see. Maybe it's two-tone. Maybe, I'm just guessing. I don't know, but good idea. Okay, so back to our Paper Pumpkin. So with this Paper Pumpkin, and when you do a subscription, you have a choice of a 3-month, a 6-month, or a 12-month. If you choose a 3-month Paper Pumpkin subscription, it's $81 to get 3 months of Paper Pumpkin. And during the sale, you save $20. So it's $61 to get 3 months. So that's like just a little over $20 a month, which to get a whole kit with all that stuff in there, I think it's an unbelievable deal. You've seen some of the great kits that they come up with. If you want to do a 6-month subscription, now that's a regular $162 for 6 months, but you can get it for $122, so that saves you $40. And then you have an option of getting a 12-month, so a year subscription, $324, but it's on sale for $244, so you save $80. So if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, I highly recommend you take advantage of the sale. I'm going to give you one heads up with it. Since you have to get December's Paper Pumpkin with this subscription, if you currently have a subscription with Stampin' Up, go into your account and if you don't want 2 of them, suspend your current Paper Pumpkin. And then when you get this subscription, if it's a 3, a 6, a 12 month, you're going to go in there. That's going to become activated. and then you can decide from there. You can suspend your other one till this one's gone, or vice versa. But if you don't suspend it, you are going to get 2 months of the December paper pumpkin. One more thing I want to tell you about paper pumpkin that you may not know. If you get a paper pumpkin, because it's a surprise to us, they give us a little idea, you get a little sneak peek at what it might look like. But if you are not happy with a paper pumpkin subscription, you call Stampin' Up! And you tell them that you really just did not like this subscription. I don't think that they will have you send it back to them. They might, but I don't think they will. They usually say, we're sorry about that. We will credit your subscription for a month. So they basically give you another month to hopefully find that you'll get a paper pumpkin you really super like, which I don't know. I personally did not get November's because this one I just didn't think I would be using those little packages like I would use other kits. So I did not get the wrapped in cheer one. And I just suspended it for a month, and then I went back to activating. But I have one left on my subscription, so I will suspend it for a month and then pick up my Cyber Monday special. Okay, so that is that. I think we're done with all the news type of stuff. Let me take one more look at my list. I wanted to tell you about Cyber Monday. I wanted to tell you about Black Friday. We will be having something coming up. I'll just give you a little bleep on it. It's called Product of the Month. It will be starting in December. So let's say that you go in on Cyber Monday and you do, oh, look at my scribbly handwriting stuff. Let's say you do a 6-month subscription, or you do a 3-month, and actually 3-month it wouldn't qualify you because your price is going to be $61. If you place an order for $75 or more, you can choose a product of the month. This is something new Stampin' Up! Is doing. They're not going to be doing celebration anymore, so this is kind of taking the place of that, but it will be a year-round thing. I can tell you, all I know is that December's is going to be Designer Series paper. I seen a quick little bleep on it at one of the Stampin' Up! Backstage things. Somebody posted a picture, and all I can tell you is it's got some beautiful blue Designer Series paper in it. So if you order $75 worth, you can get the product of the month for $5. And then, of course, you'll earn all your rewards off of that, but you have to do a minimum $75 order. In December, if you do a $150 order, you can only get just one product of the month. It's while supplies last. If it sells out before the end of the month, you got to wait till the next month to see what the next product of the month is. If there's leftover of product of the month, oh, Lynn doesn't have sound again. Is anybody else having problems with sound? Because I'm not showing anything on my phone other than I did see a little thing come up that said slow connection. Hopefully you can hear us again, Lynn. You might have to back out and come in. I'm not sure. But anyhow, and if somebody else is not getting sound, let me know. I may have to start over, but I'm going to keep going. So you can only get one product of the month. Let's say there's leftover from December and January comes out with a new product of the month. I got you loud and clear. Good. Okay. Sounds good. So then, you could get, let's say you do a $150 order. You didn't do December's product of the month. You could get December and January because you'd qualify for 2 at that point. Okay. Hope that makes sense to you. All right, let's get making a card because I wanted to try and get by 4:15 and it is 4:15 on my watch. So I'm going to take a little swallow here. I'm going to show you what we're going to be using. My card club girls, I will tell you this is going to be a repeat of the card that you got to make because I had extra kits and I thought it's perfect time to do it. and I didn't plan ahead. So this morning was perfect for me. This is the card we made for our card club. We used the Outdoor Adventure stamp set and dies. Oh, my little sheet of paper I was going to show you is sitting upstairs, I think. I was going to show you these little die cuts of the shoes. I had accidentally told my girls wrong in the card club. Let me just show you what I'm talking about here. So with these dies, these two little shoe prints, I used these little dies right here. Hopefully you can see that. And I just put them right on my black cardstock, ran it through, took these out, popped out the little, you can see my red ones there, popped out those little pieces of cardstock. That is what gives you this shoe print. Now, if you use this die will actually cut out a footprint, but it does not give you those shoe prints. Okay? So if you want to have, I'm going to show you what you need to do. If you want to have a shoe with the shoe prints, you have to put these two dies together, and it will cut out a shoe with shoe prints. Okay? So this just gives you just these. This would just give you a shoe, and if you want the shoe print in there, you have to do both those dies. So just so you know, and if you are confused, you get the set and you're not sure, and you need to ask me, you just call me or email me, and I'll be happy to share with you how you do that. I had a little paper here, which I think I left it sitting on the counter upstairs. I showed the gals what it would look like, and I put it on our card club group, but I forgot to bring it down here. I'm sure it's sitting up on the counter. Okay, so let me put my dies away here, and then on the inside of our card, we did the great outdoors, and we had our little pine trees here. So that was our card for our card club. And then, let's see, I think this one is exactly the same. It was just a spare. Yep, it was just a spare one. And then on this, I just want to tell you what I used. So the stamp set Outdoor Adventure and dies came from the November online exclusive. The little seagull that you see that's in here came from the stamp set Sunrise Sailing. The cardstock I used is Paper Pumpkin. And then if you notice behind the shoe prints and along here, that little mat is Crumb Cake. And then I used, and you'll see it when I make it, this little piece of paper here was basic white. And then, of course, the basic black. And then I stamped the little, I can't remember what we decided, guys. Was it a coyote or a wolf? I think we determined a wolf because it looked a little fuller than a coyote, I think. Anyhow, that was stamped on basic white cardstock. And here's my dimensions that I had for it. And then the inks I used were Shaded Spruce, Memento, Gray Granite for my little wolf. And then the Timid Tiger was my sky. And Lemon Lolly was the yellow that I used in there. Actually, let me go back to this. This was Timid Tiger and Lemon Lolly. And I did on the one on Saturday, I changed it up to Pumpkin Pie and Daffodil Delight. But if you notice, and I can see it now, I didn't notice it so much on Saturday, I accidentally stamped my trees first instead of doing my blending brushes. And then, because my ink was wet, it does look like it pulled a little bit of that green in there versus the true yellow color. So that's what that one is. Okay, I think I gave you everything here. So if you need a screenshot, you can do a screenshot to be able to recreate this. Oh, textured note was my rectangular die cutout. This was a die from the Outdoor Adventure, and that was die from Outdoor Adventure. Okay, so that is that card. So let's get making one of those cards. I have a few little kits here, so let's start with this one. Actually, let me grab one other one because I changed it up. I wanted to change it up a little bit with, well, let me just show you. I did a horizontal one and I chose to put the deer in it instead of the wolf. So you can see how I changed this up a little bit. And then instead of a saying on the front, I used birthday wishes from the Simply Said stamp set. So you've got some options. Okay, so horizontal, I want to do a horizontal one, but I am going to use the wolf in it. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's my, okay, here's my deer and my wolf kit. So let me just pull that one out. And we can decide when we do it. But I think I am going to, I got to get a little scrap paper here, and I need to get a little foam pad because when I stamp, this is a photopolymer set, so I get a better image when I use the little sponge pad behind here. So let's see. Let's do, and I'm going to, instead of the Timid Tiger and the Lemon Lolly, I'm going to go with the Daffodil Delight because I want a little bit brighter yellow. And if you look on this one, see how my yellow is a little bit brighter? I use Daffodil Delight on this one. So we use my little blending brush, and I'm going to see if I can stay in the screen, pick up some of the Daffodil Delight. And I always start off the paper and just come on in a circular motion with it. And I want to try and go kind of dark with this. I just, when the gals were doing a scenery one we did last month, I really liked their cards when they used a little more pressure and a little more ink to it. It just made it want to pop out a little bit more. Okay, so that is my, let's just close this up because I know me. I'll get some finger into something. And then I'm going to take my paper pumpkin. Oh, Kelly, come on. Pumpkin pie. Let's see. A coyote has more of a pointed nose. Oh, that's good to know. Then we were right, gals, when we were talking. Coyote was the guy, wolf, not coyote. So we were correct. Okay, then I'm just going to come in with my pumpkin pie. And now some of this basic white will be hidden behind that basic black. So you do want to make sure you get enough on there that it's going to show through my little rectangle. So let me grab my black piece here and just see if I am happy with the colors I'm going to have there. I think I might bring my orange down just a bit because on this one I'm going to change my pumpkin pie, I should say. I'm going to change up the trees to not go quite as high just to show you a little variety in the card. Okay, so I think I'm good with that. So let's get rid of that. Put my blending brushes up there. Now I'm going to pull out my shaded spruce with my pine trees. So let's get my shaded spruce in here. And I'm going to ink this up. Now, these trees are textured trees. Can you see the texture in there? So they get a little, they're a different look from a solid tree. Okay. So I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to actually start down farther where my tree is actually off the paper a little bit. And then without inking up again, I'm just going to stamp again. And then I'm going to come over one more time and I'm going to stamp again to get a little bit lighter tree. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I will come down a little bit more. Just holding it for the ink to transfer. And then I'm going to come over. And then come over again. And oh, I was going to tell you something, and I'm glad I did what I did, because I'm going to tell you how it happened. See this darker line there? It's not going to matter because it's going to be behind my paper. But if this was a focal point for you, when you stamp, let's see, I'll just try and do it over here again. So I ink this up and I stamp here. You'll see that you'll have some ink left on there because it didn't transfer to here. That was darker. And then when I move this up a little bit, that's where that dark ink came from that was actually below the tree line. So just keep in mind, if you're going to do that, let's just do it on this paper. We'll kind of use this line right here as our line, if you can see that. Okay, so I'm going to ink. And now, oh, sure, it didn't do it because it's not thick enough. Let me grab a piece of white cardstock. I just want to share with you what I'm talking about so you can see a visual of it. Okay, let's start this again. Let's get rid of this one here, and let's see. Let me grab another piece of little scrap paper there. Okay, so here's my white piece of cardstock. I ink this up. I'm going to stamp my tree, and you can see, I'm having a hard time seeing because I see your guys' comments on there. But my paper is here, and there's still ink on the bottom. So see how that line is there on the bottom? If I turn around and stamp this up higher, that's how you get that line. So make sure either you clean that off, or when you stamp, okay, so I'm going to stamp that off down there a little bit, and then come back in and make sure your trees are below that line. See what I'm saying? Hope that makes sense to you guys. And then you won't get that hard line on there. Nothing worse than working on a project and then you turn around and you do something like that and you're like, how do I cover that up? Well, I'll tell you what I would do now that I think about it. It'd be easy enough for me to put a tag, a saying tag, right over where that line is. Nobody would know it but you and me and whoever's watching this video. Okay, so there's a way to cover it up. All right, let's get our tree out of here. Oh, no, I need my trees for the inside of my card. So, since we're going to do a horizontal again, let's go back onto here. We're just going to stamp on the inside of the card. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just do a couple, but I'm going to do it on each side of the card. And I want to fill that in down there just a little bit. So I am picking up some ink and I'm just going to fill that little bit in. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. I'm going to do the same right over here. There we go. I should have gone off the paper a little bit just because I like that look better. But it would have been fine the other way too, I'm sure. It was just what was in Kelly's head. Okay, let's clean this guy off. Put my little chamois away. All right, now we're going to start putting our card together. So let's go ahead and do our inside. Get that guy put in. And I don't need this foam pad under here. So let me just move that out of the way too. Okay, so let's center this guy. Okay, there we go. And I think I'm going to make this one, I think I'll make this one a happy birthday also, but we are going to put the, oh, That's right. I want to put a bird in there. We're going to do our saying in Memento. And I'll tell you the reason why I'm choosing Memento. The other one, I did it in pumpkin pie. There we go. But I will tell you, as you get older, some of you may not experience this, some of you might, your eyesight gets a little harder. And I remember from my grandma, both my grandmas actually, they had a hard time when you would stamp a saying in a light color, maybe a yellow or a pink, that was a lighter color. It was hard for them to be able to read the saying, so I try to always do it a little bit darker. Okay, so there's that. Now let me get my little seagull in here and stamp my seagull. And again, you kind of want to do 1 or 3. So I'm going to go with 3. You always want to do a odd number, kind of like when you're doing your embellishments. Let me just clean my little seagull off there. Okay, so I am going to adhere this to the card now. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the sides. Could probably put just a touch on the top. Where's my silicone mat? Let me grab that. Because if you have your silicone mat, your adhesive will not stick to your silicone mat. Uh-oh, I might be getting low on tape on this one too. Got a booger there. Okay, so let's lay this down here. And let's just line this up what we want to see. There's my top there. Did you see the orange up there? So I want to be able to cover that. There we go. I'm happy with that. Okay. Now, ooh, that was close to the edge, wasn't it? We're good. Let's see. I think I'm going to tape the, oops. Did I just move it? Nope. I am going to adhere this to the crumb cake. And then I think I'm going to pop my crumb cake up on my card just to give it some more dimension. All right. So last week when we were doing a little survey on balloons or no balloons or presents, I think it was, our balloon was the winner. So when we do the giveaway today, our balloon will be the card we give away. All right, let me grab me some dimensionals. Pop a few on here. Anybody got any big plans for going out of town for Thanksgiving? Everybody will come here to the SHE barn. Works good for us. Then we don't have to worry about cleaning up the house, setting stuff up. Everything's out there and good to go. So we like that. I usually have Tiff and her family come. My mom, of course. We invite my brother's son each year, my nephew Kyle, but he hasn't joined us yet since my brother's passed away. So hopefully someday he will be able to come and do that. Okay, we want to do another alternate. So I could put this over here and maybe add some ribbon there. Could do it on either side. Remember my little sample I did? That was in the middle, and I just did my saying on the inside. So I think this one I'm going to change up a little, and I'm going to put a ribbon on here. So let me move it over just a touch. There we go. I'm going to go quick look and see what I have for black, orange, shaded spruce. Let's see. What ribbon am I going to like? Well, I have a peach pie that's lighter. I don't even know if this is current anymore. It's a gingham ribbon. It was in my one area. That might look okay. And then I have a shaded spruce. Oh, it's got 2 colors of green. There's my shaded spruce. I kind of like the shaded spruce the best, but I'll tell you the reason I'm not going to pick it. Because if I wrap this around and I tie a knot, I'm going to see that color. And I don't think I care to see that color. It just doesn't go really well with that. So I'm going to leave that one out. Let's see. This kind of brings some black into it. Yeah, I'm going with this, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I think I might make a knot with the pumpkin pie. So I'm gonna add a little bit of tape right to the middle of this. I'm gonna run this across and I'm gonna tape that down. I'm gonna add a little more tape here. Like my tape dispenser's being a little troublesome today. Okay, let me bring this back across this way. And we're going to cut that off. Now I could make a little bow with this, but let me see if I'm going to like this better. That's kind of light. Let me get Timid Tiger and see what that looks like with it. Not sure I like that either. So I think I am going to stay with that little checked ribbon. And I'm going to make a little knot and put it on there. But you know what? Before I do that, let me try and make a small bow and see if I like the small bow better. This would be a perfect one for my little bow maker. That needs to be just a touch bigger there. Okay, do I want a bow or do I want a knot? I'm going for a knot, just because I think it's a little more outdoorsy, and a knot just seems a little more maybe masculine to me than a bow. Hopefully that makes sense to you. All right, get myself in the camera. All right, let's do a glue dot on this one. So is this how you guys, when you make your cards, do you talk to yourself? Do you go, I wonder if that would work better or that would work better? Let's see. I want to kind of come across from right there, but I'm not liking that little piece of ribbon I see there. Yeah. There we go. Okay, I got to tuck that little guy in because it's going to bug me. And it's going to want to have a mind of its own. Hopefully it'll behave. There we go. Okay, now, do we put the deer or do we put the... Let's look at this. Okay, here's the deer. Let me tell you, when I looked at this one, I thought about that head being down there. You talked to yourself. Me too, Chris. Do I want to put it down below that? Or do I want to take... Okay, now I've already forgot. Wolf. Do I want to take the wolf and put it in here? I do kind of like the wolf in there, but I only have one deer and all the rest are my wolves. So... what should I do? Let's see. Well, I have 2 more kits. I'm going to take this deer and make it with one of the other kits because I'm liking how this wolf fills in there. So now I have to decide, do I want my wolf up into the tree area or down below? Wolf too? Yeah, I agree, Virginia. I think I kind of like it there, and then I'm going to put some embellishments here. And I'm going to pop my wolf up also. Let me get rid of my glue dots here. Let me go back to my dimensionals. Get myself back in the camera. I hope I wasn't out of that camera most of the time there, you guys. If I was, I apologize. I think I was safe. I try to look up there and see. Okay, so we're just going to put his back, cover his back a little bit onto that black. He needs to come up just a touch. There we go. All right, now my embellishments I'm going to use are the Pearls of Beauty, and I can use any of these colors would go really well. Let's see, I'm going to go on the black. Let me just see. I'm thinking of pulling, I'm going to pull that white in because of the black and white ribbon. So let's, I don't think I need any up there. Oh, or do I? That'll draw my eye in. That'll draw my eye in. Yeah, I'm going up here with it. All right. So there is our card for Make a Card Monday. Oh, I like the way this one turned out. Okay, so there's that one. We're going to give one of these away next week. So let me put that into the stack of giveaway. I think I will go ahead and give away one with a deer on it also. And then, yeah, let's give away this one too. So now we have 2 horizontal and a vertical. And if I find some other cards I want to give away, I'll do that too. I have 2 more kits to make with this, so that will be good. I was thinking about giving away a kit, but I am guessing some of you do not have this stamp set, and some really like to make it with the stamp set I use. So I think I will keep the kit and finish them myself. All right, let me get out the giveaway cards here. Did you like today's project? I hope so. I enjoyed it. It was fun to create with you guys. So I hear we might have a little snow possible tomorrow. We were debating that. 1 to 3 inches. Somebody's saying starting tomorrow night. Not gonna like that. Let me put my ribbon away. Chris says, I like that one. I bet it was the last one. Okay, let's set this aside. Let's get our little name drawing out. We can get rid of that. This is, I'm not sure. Can you guys see my stamps? Like these stamps in the normal picture right now? I can't see beyond where this glass mat is. But I try to kind of clean it up a little bit, and it might be in that little mess. So can you guys see beyond this point where my hand is? That's where my holder is, and I can't see anything beyond it because that's where my phone blocks off. All right, I got to get some envelopes ready to label up here. Okay. No, you can't? Okay, good. Thank you, Chris, for that. All right, here is the names that we have. We have Connie, Chris, Virginia, Caroline, Barb, Luann, Leanna, Lynn, Beth, Bobby, Karen, Eileen, and Laura. And our balloon was our winner one. So let's start with the balloon right from the get-go. Oh, hi, Karen. I don't know if I seen you earlier on there. All right, let's shake this baby up. Our winner is Leanna. I don't think I seen Leanna on there, but Leanna is going to get the balloon car. So there's Leanna's, and I will hang on to that, Leanna, until our get together in December. Unless you need me to mail it out before, you let me know. Here is our little truck with the presents. Let's shake those guys up again. Got my eyes closed. I think I'm down to one. Our winner for this is Caroline in California. So I'll be mailing that out to Caroline. And then we have, oops, stuck under my thing. And then we have this cute little car. Let's shake these guys up. And our winner is Beth. Beth is another fellow demonstrator. So I'll be sending that to Beth. And then I have two more cards that I have lots that I've done with this. So I am going to give away two more cards. All right, let's do the Peace on Earth one first. Again, shake these guys up. Got my eyes closed. Do I have one? I think I have one. And Luann. Oh, I'm going to be mailing cards out this week. Luann, we'll get that one. All right, let's tuck this guy. Oh, I can tuck the whole thing in. That's Luann's card. And we have this one left. Who wants it? Who wants this card? Say me, 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 me. While I get another drink. All right. Nobody wants it? Really? Nobody? Too bad. Somebody's gonna get it. Oh, I knew somebody'd say it. Everybody, there you go. And our winner, oh, look at that, Karen. Karen is our winner. All right, Karen, I will hang on to this card until December meeting unless I see you before or you want me to drop it off or whatever. Okay, there's Karen's card. So we have Karen and Luann and Beth. And then we have Caroline and Leanna. All right. How do we do on time today? Oh, 4:48. So almost an hour. Not too shabby. Okay, there we go. I think, let me throw all these back in here with that. Set that aside. Let's see. What all do we have? Don't forget. Yes, congratulations, everyone. Don't forget our Black Friday sale for the first time with Stampin' Up! Ever. Black Friday starts tonight at actually 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. If I am up, I will make a host code for those in the card club, and you can take advantage of that. I will email it out as soon as I create it, and that would be if I'm up at 1 in the morning. I will do that. If I'm not, you probably will not see it until about 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Let's see. I think that's it. Yes, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. May God bless your week, and hopefully if you have to travel, you have safe travels. And I think that's it. Bye, everybody. See you next Monday.